In Acts chapter 8, we read the story about a man who's commonly referred to as Simon the sorcerer. Now, this guy saw that Peter and John had the ability to lay hands on these new believers in Samaria, and these new believers were receiving the Holy Spirit. Simon, as a result, became jealous for and envious of what it is that they were able to do. He wanted this power for himself, not for the sake of others, but for his own self-interest, for his own selfish gain. And he comes to Peter and he offers him money to purchase this ability. Now, the Lord said to me the other day through this story, there are no shortcuts when it comes to being clothed with power from on high. And if you remember from previous vlogs that I've done, I was referencing Luke chapter 11, the parable that Jesus tells about a man who has a visitor, and then he goes to his friend because he has nothing to feed his visitor, and he says, can I have these 3 loaves? And what I love about this story is he is not interested in feeding himself. He's not asking on behalf of himself. He's asking on behalf of this visitor that has come because he wants to satisfy a need. And it's important to note that this man shows up unexpectedly in the same way that I believe that through this pandemic and everything that we are walking around experiencing right now in this hour, it has come upon us unexpectedly, and some of us have found out that we didn't have, or we weren't walking in what was required and necessary to meet the need of the moment. So this guy goes to his friend and persistently asks, seeks, and knocks until he receives what is required in an effort to feed his friend. But it's not for himself, it's for the guy who's visiting him. Now, when it comes to Simon the sorcerer, what I want to tell you is simply this: money will never buy what hunger and thirst requires. When it comes to the Lord, when it comes to, I believe, having the ability to demonstrate the gospel, to lay hands on the sick and see them recover, to move in and walk and represent the attitude of the Lord. I'm not just talking about an outward manifestation. I'm talking about God also doing a deeper work inside of us. We need to understand the most valuable commodity we could have right now in this hour is hunger and thirst. And I want to tell you this: there is something that the waiting does in us, that if we allow it to carry out its purpose, maybe it's teaching us how to be patient, maybe it's teaching us how to be more dependent upon Him. But I believe this: the waiting for more power, the waiting for more of the Holy Spirit can actually teach us and show us and develop within us a greater hunger. So my prayer for you as you're watching this video is that you would hunger and thirst for more like never before, that you would understand that there are no shortcuts when it comes to being clothed with power from on high. I believe our greatest need in this hour, and I love the fact that in Luke chapter 11, Jesus ties bread and what it represents and satisfies to the person of the Holy Spirit. Our greatest need in this hour is power from on high. Our greatest need in this hour is the Holy Spirit. The greatest thing we can pray is, Father, can I have more of your Spirit? I need Him now more than ever. Guys, make sure to leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Get the word out, share this video. Let's be a blessing to those around us and serve them. I'll talk to you guys next week.